Hello children, today I am back with your chapter 2 of the unit 1 communication skills. Previously we did the chapter 1 communication cycle of the same unit communication skill. There are 4 parts in this chapter, so we are now going through chapter 2, which is various methods of communication. As you previously understood, communication means exchanging your ideas and information with other people. So people use different methods to communicate, to express themselves. The choice of method depends on various factors. That can be the time availability, emotional level of the sender and the receiver, or the urgency of the message. So there are 3 basic methods actually: the verbal, non-verbal and visual. Let us understand what is verbal communication. Verbal communication involves the use of words in delivering the intended message. Words are most accurate and powerful tools to express and share ideas. That means verbal communication is done by speaking to one another, by speaking words, by writing words. There are 2 primary forms. The one is oral communication or second is written communication. Oral communication means by speaking to someone in front of each other. And written communication can be by writing on paper or by writing a letter to someone else. Let us understand each one by one. Oral communication. The process of expressing information through spoken words is known as oral communication. It is more natural form of communication than the written form, as it is easy to speak or easy to convey the message because the other person is in front of you and immediately you can get the response and clarification from the receiver. So the speaker and the listener take turns to speak and enter into a kind of dialogue to make the whole communication process purposeful. It is time saving and useful tool. It lends to personal touch to the entire interaction. For example, telephonic conversation, video conferencing, voicemails, speeches, meetings, seminars and group discussions etc. comes under this category. So there are the following factors that determine the effectiveness of an oral communication. Pace. Pace means the speed of the words, how fast or slow you speak. If speaker talks too fast, the receiver may not be able to understand or interpret the message correctly. On the other hand, if speaker talks too slow, the receiver may get bored or might lose interest. Clarity in pronunciation. It refers to the speaking words clearly and correctly, including correct sounds of the letters with proper emphasis. Volume or pitch. Pitch means the loudness or the softness of the voice. It means how loud or soft your voice is. If the speaker talks in loud volume with someone sitting across the table, he may sound dominating. He may understand or he may detached or he may will not have interest in your talks. On the other hand, if speaking is soft voice leads to the receiver to think that the speaker is shy or not confident. So you need to have a balanced tone which will not be so loud or so soft so that the receiver can interpret your message correctly. Next is choice of words. It refers to choosing the appropriate words while communicating. For example, where a remark about someone's shoes using 2 different words leads to the entirely different interpretation by the receiver. For example, if the comment is these shoes are very cheap. So the receiver can maybe understand that you are commenting on the shoes, that shoes are looking very shabby or the shoes are not costly. So the use of words should be proper so that the receiver it interprets correctly and clearly. Fluency. It refers to the ability to speak with ease and accuracy in the language. To talk with fluency means your speech flows well and there are not many interruptions to that flow. It keeps the receiver engaged. For example, too many pauses like etc. used by the speaker may distract the receiver and break the flow of communication. Next is length of communication. The conversation should be simple, short, and to the point. If a speaker talks for a long duration, which is not relevant to the topic, so the listener lose interest in the speech, and the purpose of the speech is defeated. On the other hand, a conversation which is short conveys the message clearly and concisely, keeps the listener engaged. So the length of the communication not neither too the length of the communication should not be too short or too long. Now there are advantages and disadvantages of oral communication. Advantages are it is an interpersonal and helps in building relationships. It encourages involvement in teamwork. Oral message provides prompt feedback as you can get the response immediately. It is cost efficient as there are no charges like we do it on a telephonic conversation. It is a preferred mode of communication for private and confidential matters. Disadvantages are in this form of communication, emotions are visible and hence can lead to miscommunication. Emotions means your feelings or the face expressions what you show that are visible to other people. It has no legal validity. It does not provide a permanent record. It may be difficult for certain people to understand speech due to various exits. This form of communication is not suitable for lengthy messages. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of oral communication. Now there is another part, another method of communication which is known as written communication. Written communication is in the form of written words to convey information. It is the most formal form of communication. It is an innovative activity of the mind that involves a careful choice of words and their placement in the correct order. For example, whenever you write a letter or resume or circular or any contract, so there should be the proper words and their placement and their order of the words. So SMS messengers like WhatsApp, email, social media, etc. some of the standard mediums of the written communication. For effective written communication, the message should be meaningful, concise, and complete. Now, let us understand the advantages of written communication. Written communication allows the sender to thoughtfully draft clear and comprehensive message. Written content has legal validity. It is a suitable mode of communication for lengthy messages. As written communication, we can have it as a proof, that's why it has a legal validity and it is a suitable mode for the lengthy messages. Disadvantages of written communication. It requires time for drafting the message. For writing the message means writing communication may involve postage cost. Written message cause feedback and consequently delays in decision making. As you give the message, written message to other one, until it reaches to him or he responds back to you, so it can be delay in the decision making or to get the feedback. Now the next one is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication means communicating without the use of words, oral or written. Oral or written cannot be there because we are not using words here. In this non-verbal communication, we use body language, gestures, our facial expressions, eye contact or the pointing fingers. So, non-verbal signs can convey thoughts and feelings in the absence of verbal communication. It is beneficial for those people who could not speak, or sometimes where you cannot speak something, you can make gestures to communicate something. So, there's a research by Albert Mehrabian suggests that non-verbal communication has a more significant impact on the receiver than the speaker's words. Let's understand its elements, how it is different from the verbal communication. The first one is facial expressions. It is the most noticeable aspect of non-verbal communication. The look on a person's face is often the first thing we see, even before we hear what he has to say. Second is gestures. Concise hand and body movements and signals are essential way to communicate without words. Some of the common gestures are like waving hands, pointing fingers to indicate numbers. Some unconscious gestures are to convey the one's state of mind. Glancing at the watch is interpreted as a sign of disinterest or a desire to leave the conversation. If anyone watch the time again and again, so that means he is not having interest in your conversation, or he or she may want it to leave. So the third is voice. Non-verbal speech such as tone, pitch, volume, modulation, rhythm, and rate are essential elements of communication. When we speak, other people read our voices in addition to listening to our words. These non-verbal sounds provide subtle and powerful clues into our true feelings, what we mean. For example, the tone of voice can indicate sarcasm, anger, affection, or confidence. Now that depends. If somebody has says with a tone which he may do not want, but you misinterpreted it, so that means it can indicate anger or sarcasm. A loud tone of voice might be interpreted as a sign of approval or enthusiasm, while a soft tone of voice may be construed as a sign of nervousness. The next one is body language. We communicate numerous messages through our body language. Body language include facial expressions, eye movements, hand gestures, posture, etc. For example, standing erect and leaning forward communicates to listener that you are approachable and friendly. Using appropriate expressions and gestures strengthen your speech. For example, in a declamation contest, if your body language reflects confidence, your speech will also have a greater impact on the audience as well as on the judges. Eye gaze. The movement of the eyes, like looking, staring, or blinking, is an essential form of non-verbal communication. So, eye gaze also determines if someone is being honest or not. Or the steady eye contact may be interpreted as a person being truthful or trustworthy. That means if you are saying something very confidently and you are looking in front of very confidently in one's eye contact, so that indicates that you are confident and very truthful. Physical contact. Communicating through physical contact is another essential non-verbal behavior. A touch may be able to express the feelings more effectively than the words. For example, a warm hug from a mother to a child or a firm grip of a mother shows her control to prevent the child from doing something wrong. Dress and appearance. In oral forms of communication, the appearance of both the speaker and the surroundings play a vital role in creating an impact on the audience. For example, a well-dressed person gives an impression of the position and power, thus generating respect from others. So these were the elements of the non-verbal communication. Here are the advantages of non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication complements a verbal message. Physical gestures greatly help handicapped people, especially deaf people, those who cannot speak. Disadvantages of non-verbal communication. It is difficult to analyze a non-verbal message, thus leaving a greater possibility of distortion of information. In non-verbal communication, the long conversation and necessary explanation are not possible. As it is not verbal communication, so if the conversation is very lengthy, there it is not possible, and even the distortion of information may be there, because in the non-verbal communication the message appropriately and the completely may be not delivered. So the next is visual communication. Any verbal or non-verbal communication utilizing the sense of sight is known as visual communication. For example, when you are looking at the smart board or the blackboard or the whiteboard, with verbal or non-verbal communication, you are using your sight also. So that is called visual communication. Visual communication skills involves a judicious use of visual aids to make a penetrative and lasting impact on a receiver's mind. Graphs, charts, maps, PowerPoint presentation, smartboards, white and blackboards, models, paper handouts are the different types of visual aids that help in conveying a message effectively. Even when you prepare a model or a painting or a picture that also gives some message, that is also an example of the visual communication. So there's another example. An educator can impart knowledge on a particular topic to the students in an effective manner with the help of smartboard, picture or diagram. So these visual aid help students to retain information and understand the concept much more clear and quickly. The use of visual aids grab the attention of the students and keep them engaged. Here are the advantages of visual communication. Visual aids like graphs, models, etc. make oral communication more meaningful. Use of visual aids make complex data easy to comprehend. As you know, even when you draw a chart or a graph or the maps, that is very easy to understand rather than a theoretical paragraph. Visual aids make the communication more interesting. Disadvantages are some of the aids used in visual method of communication are costly. Sometimes visual presentation of information becomes complex. Sometimes visual techniques take much time to communicate. Thus, we see that skillful use of the three methods of communication, that is verbal, non-verbal and visual communication, strengthens a sender's message and its impact. In some circumstances, they also serve a substitute one another, like gestures may be used to replace words, or a phone conversation may replace a face-to-face conversation to add a personal touch to the interaction. So it is important to maintain accuracy, brevity, and clarity. Overall, the most important part is that you need to have awareness about which method is appropriate in a given situation. The chosen method of communication depends entirely on the type of situation that one comes across. A good understanding of the various methods of communication helps in dealing with people in more effective way. So Jim Rohn rightly says that if you just communicate, you can get by, but if you communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. So the choice of the method is depending on the situation and information you want to convey. Here are some assessment time questions in the form of fill in the blanks and question answers. Go through the chapter and you'll be able to do it. Thank you.